Hattiesburg. It's time for the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up is a look at the events Southern Miss Student Media covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Raven Day, and today we're going to hear from different divisions on what they did this week and what we can expect from this next week. Stay tuned for more, and next we're going to hear from some sponsors.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name is Lillian Scott from the USM School of Media and Communication. Join us live Thursday, February 22nd at 6 p.m. for a News You Need live event. Presidential Election News, a Survival's Guide. A guest panel and I will wade through the muck and mire of modern electioneering and provide tips on how you can remain informed without being a victim of nefarious misinformation. The event is in Stout Hall on USM campus, but will also be broadcasted live on WUSM and streamed on the Southern Miss Student Media YouTube page. Presidential Election News, a Survival's Guide. A News You Need live event. Thursday, February 22nd in Stout Hall at 6 p.m. Come out and join us.
What is dedication?
My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. So today we have Justin here to talk to us about what went on in Student Prince this week. So Justin, what did the Prince write about?
Yeah, so this week we had a fairly nice paper. So to start off with, we had Simeon Gates, where the University of Southern Mississippi faculty, staff, and graduate students rallied for fair pay last Thursday, which was organized by the Southern Miss Coalition for Fair Pay, which focused on financial challenges facing Mississippi's higher education system, including declining state funding and rising costs. And then we had Raven Payne covered an article on Ideal Women, organized a Black Business Expo to support Black-owned businesses during Black History Month. The event focused on providing networking opportunities for students and they hosted a nice event focused on education and professionalism. And then Raven Payne covered an article on the Afro-American Student Organization, which they hosted their 7th Cultural Legends Ball themed Black Love, which took place in Trent Lott Center on the 16th. The focus on that was student achievements and fostering diversity on campus. And then we had an article by Nishra Nika on International Center Organizing for Tax Workshop. They hosted a workshop, the International Students and Scholar Services, led by Leah McSorley, covering tax responsibilities and the use of Sprint tax. And then Simeon Gates also covered an article on Medicaid expansion, where the Mississippi House Democrats proposed a Medicaid expansion bill, including an option for private insurance for eligible low-income adults. But our Governor Tate Reeves and state Republicans oppose it due to cost concerns, so the bill is still awaiting approval from the legislature and the governor. Suvi Lama covered an article about the Pocket Museum, where they had a nice, a new Valentine's Day themed installation sponsored by Pez Candy, where couples could go out and do a little potluck activity. And that's about it for this so far.
Yeah. Thank you, Justin. Sounds like I had a pretty content-filled week. So next up, we're gonna have a news wrap, and then we're gonna hear about what SMTV did this week.
Founded in Hattiesburg in 2014, the Spectrum Center is the only physical location dedicated to inclusivity and support for the LGBTQ community in Mississippi. As the 10th anniversary celebrations unfold, the Spectrum Center is not only looking back on its achievement, but also towards the future.
Just in general, it sort of reaching a 10-year milestone sort of gives us the chance to reflect and restructure. So we're planning for a lot more programs that can hopefully help us reach a wider demographic of people. We want to be able to invite more people into the space and help people feel comfortable and welcomed. So it's, really exciting.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the SM2 Weekly Wrap Up. So now Justin's gonna talk to us again about what SMTV did this week.
Yeah, so last Wednesday we had we had a really good show. The main focus was Black History Month, and they did a nice little trivia. So if y'all go back and watch that, it's really good. And I'll just say I'm really proud of our team for, like, we started out kind of slow doing the shows and stuff, but we slowly have like we got out there really quick because like now they're getting used to the hang of things. And but it was a really good show overall. But yeah, definitely go back if you haven't seen it yet and watch that the Black trivia stuff.
All right, thank you for that, Justin. So next we're gonna hear from some sponsors, and then we're gonna hear from sports.
Join Southern Miss Radio on Sunday mornings from 6 a.m. till noon for Sunday Brunch. You'll get jazz and swing music from artists as wide-ranging as Bix Beiderbecke to Brad Meldau, from Dippermouth himself to Esperanza Spalding. But relax, you don't need to know anything about the music to enjoy it. It's a great way to wake up on Sunday morning. Sunday Brunch from 6 a.m. until noon on Southern Miss Radio.
Look through your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky. They see treasure in pebbles. They see a windy path that could lead to adventure. And they see you, their fearless guide through this fascinating world.
Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Southern Miss Radio is home to Don Rodney Radio's Rhythm and Blues Show.
WUSM, Southern Miss Radio, 88.5, Don Rodney Radio's Rhythm and Blues Show. Another summertime song. I love this.
Don Rodney Radio spotlights the composers and performers of Mississippi Delta Blues, such as Charlie Patton, Mississippi John Hurt, Robert Johnson, and more. Here on Southern Miss Radio, Sundays from noon until 2.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the Lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the SM2 Weekly Wrap Up. So now we're going to hear from Justin again about sports.
Third time. All right, so for sports, we had two articles by Dima. The first one with our basketball team versus Texas State. Juan Cordana, I believe that's how you say that, acting head coach, was surprised to find Andre Curbelo in his office when he first came in, because he had some injuries, but he was telling Cordana that he wanted to play for the team, and it's good that he did because he ended up making a career-high 24-point scoring game, leading the Southern Miss to a thrilling 78-74 victory over Texas State. And then for our baseball, they opened the season against Marvis, I think that's how you say it. Anyways, they won their first two games, but they lost their third. After Game 1, they secured a 4-1 victory with Christian Ostrander's first win as head coach. Nico Mazza impressed on the mound. Game 2, they saw a 10-5 win, despite having a cold night with Billy Oldham delivering a good performance. And in Game 3 against Marius, outplayed Southern Miss, clinching 6-3 win despite Tucker Stockman's home run. But that's all we have for sports this week.
Thank you, Justin, and shout out to all our teams on their victories for this week. So that concludes our weekly wrap-up for this week. Shout out to Justin for holding down the fort today and giving us what all happened in each division this week. If you want to learn more about SM2, make sure you follow our socials, tune into the YouTube, just keep up what we're doing. So yeah, I'm Raven Day, I'm your host, and thank you for tuning in to the SM2 Weekly Wrap Up.
This has been the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. A look at the events Southern Miss Student Media has covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up airs Fridays at noon on Southern Miss Radio. We'll see you next